McDonald's almost destroyed itself not because a rival outmaneuvered it, not because consumer tastes suddenly shifted, but because of a single strategic decision that misunderstood the very engine of its success. For most of its history, McDonald's was never merely a fast food brand, it was an industrial-scale operating system that happened to sell food. Every element of the business, menu composition, ingredient sourcing, kitchen geometry, employee roles, even the angle at which a worker reached for fries, was engineered around one ruthless obsession: throughput. How many customers could be served per hour, with how much consistency, at how low a cost, and with how little cognitive load on employees. The menu was intentionally narrow not because of culinary conservatism, but because burgers, fries, and soda could be standardized, cooked rapidly, and assembled in a predictable sequence. McDonald's didn't win by taste innovation or marketing flair. It won by eliminating friction. Speed wasn't a competitive advantage layered on top of the business. Speed was the business. This invisible machine is what allowed McDonald's to scale faster and more reliably than any restaurant chain in history. When a new location opened, it wasn't an experiment, it was a replication. The system worked because every part reinforced every other part. Training was simple. Errors were rare. Variability was punished. The result was a brand customers trusted not for surprise, but for certainty. You didn't go to McDonald's for discovery. You went because you knew exactly what you were going to get, and how fast you were going to get it. But by the early 1990s, the system encountered a new problem: success. The U.S. market was saturated. Unit growth slowed. Same-store sales flattened. Faced with pressure from Wall Street and internal growth targets, McDonald's leadership made a subtle but dangerous assumption that its dominance came primarily from brand power and scale, rather than from the precision of its operating constraints. If the brand was strong enough, they reasoned, it could stretch. If the footprint was large enough, it could absorb complexity. That assumption gave birth to the McPizza. On paper, the idea looked irresistible. Pizza demand was exploding. Chains like Pizza Hut and Domino's were expanding aggressively, capturing family dining occasions McDonald's rarely touched. Pizza was familiar, mass market, and profitable, at least for companies built around it. If McDonald's could add pizza to its menu, executives believed it wouldn't just protect market share. It could dominate yet another category using the same scale advantages that had crushed competitors. In burgers, what they failed to model was system friction. Pizza violated almost every core constraint McDonald's had spent decades optimizing. It required longer cook times measured in minutes, not seconds. It demanded dedicated ovens that consumed space and capital. Its preparation was asynchronous. Orders couldn't be batched or synchronized with the existing assembly line. In a system designed to shave seconds off each transaction, adding minutes wasn't incremental damage, it was exponential. One pizza order didn't just slow itself down, it disrupted the rhythm of the entire kitchen. Burgers waited, fries cooled, drinks stacked up. Drive-through timers crept upward, queues lengthened, labor utilization collapsed as employees toggled between incompatible workflows. The brilliance of McDonald's had always been that everything moved together. The McPizza forced the system to move out of sync. From the franchise economics perspective, the damage ran even deeper. Franchise owners were asked to invest in expensive ovens, give up precious kitchen real estate, retrain staff, and accept slower table turnover, all for a product with uncertain demand and thinner margins. Many operators immediately saw the mismatch. Some resisted outright. Others half-implemented the rollout, offering pizza only at certain hours or locations. The result was fragmentation, the direct assault on one of McDonald's most powerful advantages: uniformity. A customer could no longer assume the same experience everywhere, and trust quietly eroded. Strategically, this created internal tension. Corporate leadership chased expansion and category adjacency. Franchisees absorbed the operational pain. Incentives diverged. Meanwhile, consumers were confused. People didn't go to McDonald's craving pizza. They went there craving predictability. And when they did want pizza, they trusted specialists who had built their entire identity, supply chain, and brand promise around that single product. McDonald's wasn't cheaper, faster, or better at pizza, and by trying to be, it diluted the clarity that made it unbeatable at burgers. This is where the McPizza stopped being a failed menu item and became something more dangerous, a signal of strategic drift. McDonald's had begun confusing growth with progress. It was chasing adjacency instead of defending its core advantage. The brand drifted into a no-man's land, no longer the fastest, yet still not the best. The operating system that once compounded strength now amplified weakness. Eventually, McPizza was quietly removed, not because of public outrage, not because of bad press, but because the internal math no longer worked. The system was breaking, and McDonald's could feel it. What followed was a reckoning. Menus were simplified, kitchens were re-optimized, throughput was re-elevated from a metric to a doctrine, discipline returned. McDonald's didn't rediscover innovation, it rediscovered restraint. The McPizza didn't almost destroy McDonald's because customers rejected it. It almost destroyed McDonald's because it exposed how fragile even the most dominant system becomes when a company forgets why it wins. And that is the real lesson. The greatest threat to a market leader is rarely competition from the outside. It is disrespect for its own constraints from within. Don't forget to subscribe to the Global Minutes for concise, deep dives into business strategy and the real lessons behind global brands.